There's a certain kind of woman who can completely derail even the strongest Sigma male. She doesn't make a loud entrance. She doesn't carry obvious warning signs. But once she enters your life, she slowly and methodically begins dismantling your peace, your focus, and your purpose. And by the time you notice what's happening, it's already too late. Let me be clear, this isn't about hating women or spreading bitterness. This is about awareness, about pattern recognition and self-preservation. There's a specific personality type that is fundamentally incompatible with Sigma males. Not because she's a bad person, but because her emotional operating system directly clashes with the Sigma mindset. When those two energies collide, it creates a toxic dynamic that drains the Sigma's strength, ambition, and clarity. Recognizing this pattern early can save you years of frustration, emotional chaos, and wasted energy. Because once you understand it, you stop falling for charm and start seeing the truth. In this video, I'm going to break down the exact traits that make this kind of woman dangerous to Sigma males, how to identify these patterns early, and what to do the moment you recognize them. Pay close attention, because what I'm about to share might be the most important relationship insight you'll ever hear. Now, let's talk about the kind of connection that can quietly destroy everything you've built. Trait 1. Emotional volatility as her default setting. The chaos creator lives in a state of emotional turbulence. Her moods shift like weather in a storm, calm one moment, catastrophic the next. What made her laugh yesterday now sets her off today. What felt peaceful this morning turns into a crisis by afternoon. You can't build any sense of normalcy with her because there is no baseline. Every day feels like walking through an emotional minefield, unpredictable, unstable, and exhausting. For Sigma males, this is mental poison. We thrive in calm, structured environments, spaces where focus, creativity, and logic can flourish. But when you're with a chaos creator, all your energy gets hijacked by emotional triage. You stop building your life and start managing hers. You can't plan anything long-term because her mood might detonate your plans at any moment. You can't dive deep into your purpose because you're always one text away from the next meltdown. I learned this lesson the hard way. I dated a woman like this for 8 months, and every day was a new storm. One morning she'd spiral over something a coworker said. By noon, she'd fall into an anxiety attack about something that might happen. By evening, she'd rage over a minor inconvenience that barely mattered. My life became a constant cycle of emotional cleanup. I couldn't focus on my business, couldn't make progress, couldn't even breathe without checking if she was okay. My peace evaporated, my momentum died, and I became someone I didn't recognize, a crisis manager instead of a builder. That's what emotional volatility does to Sigma males. It drains your purpose, destroys your rhythm, and replaces progress with chaos. And no matter how much you try to fix it, you can't build something solid on unstable ground. Trait 2. Validation addiction that can't be satisfied. The chaos creator is powered by one thing, external validation. She's addicted to it like oxygen, and no matter how much you give, it's never enough. Your reassurance? Temporary relief. Your compliments? Forgotten by morning. Your attention? Consumed instantly, leaving her craving more. She constantly needs to be reminded that she's beautiful, desirable, important, not once a day, not even once an hour, but constantly. Every moment of silence feels like abandonment. Every pause and attention feels like rejection. If you don't reply fast enough, she assumes you've lost interest. If you're focused on work, she believes you're ignoring her. If you're calm and collected, the way Sigma males naturally are, she interprets that calm as emotional distance. And that's where the cycle begins. You start explaining yourself. You reassure, comfort, and validate, again and again. You think that maybe this time, your words will be enough to calm her insecurities. But it never is. Because the validation she craves doesn't fill her, it leaks right through her. You could spend hours expressing affection, and by tomorrow, she'll question everything again. Do you still love me? Why didn't you say I looked beautiful today? Why are you being so quiet? The truth is, she's not looking for love, she's looking for proof. Proof she's enough. Proof she's wanted. Proof she still matters. And the tragedy is, no amount of external reassurance can ever create internal security. For Sigma males, this kind of relationship is emotional suffocation. We're not built to provide constant reassurance or perform affection on command. We express loyalty through consistency, not theatrics. We show love through presence, not performance. We value depth over display. But to the chaos creator, that's not enough. She needs the performance, the words, the constant reminders, the emotional fireworks that confirm she's still desirable. I once dated a woman like this. She got upset because I didn't tell her she was beautiful enough times in a single day. I told her in the morning. I meant it. But apparently, it wasn't enough. By evening, she was cold and distant, not because I'd changed, but because I hadn't repeated what I'd already said. That's when I realized something. With women like this, silence isn't peace, it's punishment. Your calm presence, which most people find grounding, makes her anxious. She interprets your stillness as withdrawal. She mistakes your focus for disinterest. So she pushes harder. She demands more validation, more attention, more proof. And the more she takes, the emptier she becomes. Here's the brutal truth. You could dedicate your entire emotional bandwidth to keeping her satisfied, and she'll still feel insecure. Because the void she's trying to fill wasn't created by you, and it can't be fixed by you. For Sigma males, this dynamic is unbearable. We thrive in emotional stability, in quiet confidence, in unspoken understanding. We connect through energy, not noise. Through action, not repetition. When you're forced into a constant cycle of reassurance, you lose your peace. You start walking on eggshells, not because you did something wrong, but because you know the next emotional spiral could start at any moment. Your natural calm becomes a liability. Your silence becomes suspicious. Your focus becomes threatening. And that's when you realize, this isn't love, it's dependency. It's not connection, it's control disguised as need. A secure woman doesn't demand constant validation because she already knows her worth. She feels your love in your consistency, in your effort, in your stability. But the chaos creator? She doesn't recognize peace, she confuses it for boredom. She doesn't trust consistency, she interprets it as emotional distance. And that emotional incompatibility will destroy any chance of balance. Because a Sigma male cannot thrive in a relationship where peace is mistaken for neglect. We need emotional stability to think, build, and evolve. We need women who see love in silence, loyalty in presence, and care in action, not those who need constant reminders to believe it's real. The chaos creator can't give that. And that's why, no matter how attractive, passionate, or intense she seems at first, this kind of relationship always ends the same way, with you exhausted, disconnected, and questioning your own peace. For a Sigma male, that's the ultimate cost, sacrificing your calm just to feed someone else's insecurity. And once you realize that, you'll never make that trade again. Trait 3, creating drama just to feel alive. Out of all the behaviors a Sigma male can face in a relationship, this one might be the most destructive. The chaos creator cannot exist in peace, she needs emotional turbulence to feel alive. When life is calm, she becomes restless. When things are stable, she feels uncomfortable. She doesn't know how to exist without emotional intensity, so she manufactures it. She'll start arguments over meaningless details. She'll misinterpret innocent comments as hidden insults. She'll twist your words, create imaginary problems, and reframe peace as emotional distance. To her, peace feels wrong. Calm feels like emptiness. And silence feels like rejection. So she subconsciously creates chaos to return to what feels familiar, emotional volatility. When you finally think things are stable, your work is going smoothly, your relationship feels solid, your energy is focused, that's when she'll strike. Out of nowhere, she'll ignite conflict. A random accusation. A rehashed argument from weeks ago. An imaginary slight that somehow becomes a full-blown crisis. And if you've ever experienced this, you know exactly what it feels like. I lived through it once. Everything was going well. My business was thriving, my focus was sharp, and life finally felt balanced. Then, chaos. She accused me of being distant, even though I'd just spent the entire weekend with her. She said I didn't care, because I was focused on a project deadline. She reinterpreted calmness as coldness, presence as neglect. It took me a long time to realize the pattern. Whenever peace entered the room, she would destroy it. Not because she wanted to, but because she didn't know how to exist in it. You see, for the chaos creator, peace is terrifying. It forces her to face herself, her insecurities, her emptiness, her lack of control. So instead of facing the silence within, she fills it with noise, conflict, arguments, and emotional roller coasters. She confuses chaos with passion. She mistakes tension for connection. She equates emotional turbulence with intensity. But to a Sigma male, this is absolute poison. We thrive in calm, structured environments. We think deeply, work strategically, and build with precision. We value harmony, not hysteria. Focus, not frenzy. We're not afraid of problems, we actually excel in solving real ones. But we can't waste our time or mental energy managing manufactured crises. A Sigma male's peace isn't weakness, it's his power source. It's where he plans, creates, and evolves. Take that peace away, and you strip him of his clarity, his direction, and his purpose. Being with a chaos creator turns your life into a series of emotional detours. Just when you're aligned and making progress, she'll create an emotional fire you're forced to put out. Just when you're mentally centered, she'll accuse you of being cold or uninvested. It's a cycle designed to drain your energy and redirect your focus from your mission to her moods. And that's exactly why Sigma males cannot thrive in this dynamic. We don't need constant emotional stimulation, we crave stillness. We don't chase conflict to feel alive, we find life in peace, purpose, and quiet confidence. When you live by peace and someone thrives on chaos, there's no middle ground. You'll spend your days walking on eggshells, anticipating the next explosion, sacrificing your mental energy just to maintain temporary harmony. That's not a relationship, that's survival mode. And survival mode kills Sigma energy. Because Sigma males aren't built to survive, we're built to build. To build systems, empires, ideas, and inner strength. And none of that can exist in constant chaos. So when a woman creates drama just to feel alive, understand this. It's not your job to fix her. It's not your role to absorb her instability. Your peace is not a weakness she needs to correct, it's your foundation. And if someone constantly threatens that peace, you don't argue, you don't negotiate, you walk away. Because for Sigma males, peace isn't a luxury. It's oxygen. And once you understand that, you'll stop mistaking chaos for love, and start protecting your calm like your life depends on it. Trait 4, no accountability for the damage she causes. The chaos creator never takes responsibility for her actions. Every outburst, every argument, every emotional storm, it's always someone else's fault. She's the victim in every situation. If she lashes out, it's because you made her feel that way. If she breaks your trust, it's because you didn't trust her enough. This mindset makes growth impossible. You can't solve problems with someone who refuses to admit they're part of the problem. Sigma males value ownership. We take responsibility for our actions and expect the same from those we let into our lives. We can work with imperfection, we can't work with denial. The chaos creator will never say, "That was my fault," or "I overreacted." Instead, she'll find a way to twist the situation until you feel guilty for reacting to her behavior. And soon, you'll find yourself walking on eggshells, trying not to set her off, while she takes zero responsibility for her own emotions. That's not a relationship. That's emotional servitude. And Sigma males refuse to serve chaos. Trait 5, mission sabotage disguised as need. This is the most dangerous trait of all, because it hides behind affection. The chaos creator doesn't openly attack your goals. She undermines them subtly, framing her interference as needing your time, your support, or your attention. You're building a business, suddenly she's in crisis, demanding you drop everything to comfort her. You're focused on a meaningful project, she insists you're neglecting her. You're in deep concentration, and she interrupts with an emergency that isn't one. She doesn't do this consciously. She truly believes she needs you. But the effect is the same, your mission begins to suffer while her emotional demands multiply. For Sigma males, this is catastrophic. Our missions aren't hobbies, they're our core identity. We don't do work just to survive, we live through purpose, progress, and creation. We need partners who respect that, who support the mission, not those who compete with it for our focus. I watched my own business nearly collapse because I kept getting pulled into constant emotional fires, client calls interrupted by drama, critical deadlines missed because she needed me right then, strategy sessions derailed by emotional chaos. When I finally ended that relationship and redirected my energy toward my goals, everything rebounded within months. Why? Because my energy was no longer being drained by crisis management. That's what the chaos creator does, she doesn't strengthen your purpose, she drains it. And the most dangerous part? She'll make you feel guilty for choosing your mission over her emotions. Notice the pattern across all these traits, they demand constant emotional labor, endless management, and the sacrifice of your peace. Other archetypes might tolerate it, the alpha might argue it into submission, the beta might accept it as normal, but Sigma males? We can't. We're wired for calm, clarity, and purpose. We need peace to think deeply, stability to build strategically, and partners who are whole enough to walk beside us, not cling to us. The chaos creator provides the opposite of that. And here's the irony, she's drawn to Sigma males because we embody everything she lacks. Our calm soothes her, our focus intrigues her, and our independence makes her want to tether us. But if we surrender our peace to meet her chaos, we stop being who we are. The early warning signs. These patterns show themselves early, if you're paying attention. First few dates, she overshares deeply personal details too soon. Her emotional reactions are excessive or disproportionate. She creates minor drama to test how you'll respond. First month, she needs constant contact, gets anxious with normal space, and manufactures little tests to confirm your commitment. She often experiences emotional crises that demand your attention. First 3 months, she begins to interfere with your goals and schedule. She asks you to prove your devotion through sacrifice. She starts drama whenever life feels too peaceful. If you recognize these patterns early, walk away. Don't convince yourself she'll change. These aren't passing moods, they're ingrained behaviors. If you're already in this situation, you have two choices. Option 1, have an honest conversation. Tell her directly that you need peace, focus, and respect for your mission. Give her the chance to take accountability and grow, but stay realistic. Deep personality patterns rarely change without true self-awareness. Option 2, walk away. Accept the incompatibility and protect your peace. It may feel harsh, but here's the truth. You can't build the life you're meant to build while constantly managing someone else's chaos. You can't reach your potential if you're serving as an emotional caretaker instead of a creator. Your mission matters. Your peace matters. Your potential matters. Don't sacrifice all of that for someone who's fundamentally incompatible with your nature. The chaos creator isn't evil, she's just operating from a completely different emotional system. But that difference will destroy you if you ignore it. Not every woman is like this, but this type exists, and they're often magnetically drawn to Sigma males because of what we represent: strength, stability, self-control. Your job is to recognize the pattern, protect your calm, and choose women who enhance your life, not those who drain it. Because you deserve a relationship that fuels your mission, not one that sabotages it. If you've ever experienced this dynamic, drop the word patterns in the comments and share which trait you've seen firsthand. And if this helped you understand why certain relationships felt so exhausting, hit that like button and subscribe for more insights into building relationships that truly align with who you are as a Sigma male. Remember, you're not obligated to fix people who thrive on chaos. You're allowed to choose peace instead. Until next time, protect your calm.